Looking for a mouse that is slightly different? Why not look at this Catz R.A.T 6 Plus? So let's have a look at the front of the box. As you can see, it's got a nice domed clear front, so you can see exactly what you're purchasing rather than a picture which may not 100% represent the product. Otherwise, it tells you the model number and it tells you about the 12,000 dpi Catz R.A.T sensor. On the back and the side of the box, it tells you about the specifications. It tells you there's a black and a white version available, as well as information about the Catz R.A.T sensor, which is high DPI, acceleration of 50G, and the frame rate as well as 12,000, and the weight is 120 grams without cable. Bear in mind you can adjust the weight. Inside the box, you've got the mouse. Obviously, it comes with a manual as well as some warranty information there. In all honesty, in the future, we'd like to see a QR code for newer models. It saves on paper, environment, and so forth. And you've got a bunch of stickers you can stick all over your PC case or the back of your phone case and so forth if you wish. Okay, so let's have a look at the top of the mouse. You've got a braided cable. It is 1.8 meters long, which is more than adequate, so that's pretty good. You've got two standard buttons, your left button, your right button. You've got a wheel, which is also a button as well. You've got a DPI up and down button there as well, polling rate button. You've got all sorts of buttons everywhere on this thing. You've also got a quick sniping shot button on the side here as well, which is good. You've also got a left and right or backwards and forward button on the side there, which usually is on web browsers, but you can again program all this. You've got a nice little wheel here for barrel rolling and stuff like that, which is pretty good. You've got more buttons than you probably know what to do with, so that's really good. And again, if you change like DPIs and stuff, you've got little lights here which are telling you how high or low you've got DPI. And the polling rate button also changes colour depending on what polling rate you've got it set up for as well. And all the RGB lighting on there, so the DPI button's got RGB on it. Where it says R.A.T, it's RGB, and on the side you've got that honeycomb effect, which has also got RGB on it as well. Okay, so let's have a look at the bottom. So you've got a glide pad on this side here. There's also glide pads here, as well as here and here. So that's a good amount of glide pads on this, so that should be nice and smooth when you're using it. You can see these metal bits here, they're actually weights. We'll show you how to adjust those in a few minutes. You've got that decent sensor as well on there, which is a Catz R.A.T sensor. And you can see the wheel from the other side through as well. So it looks very nice mouse. It looks a lot different than your traditional mouse. And again, that's why they call it a R.A.T rather than a mouse. Let's have a look at some of the ways to adjust this. So you can actually adjust this palm rest here so it's further back. So depending on your style, the size of your hand, which is pretty good. So if you've got really big hands like me, and you just find that's a bit too short and you want it a bit longer, you can adjust it. All you do, there's a little lever here, which is out of the way. You just push that lever in and you can slide it backwards and forwards to fit your hand. You can actually take it all the way off if you wanted as well. So that's pretty good. I'm going to take this off just so you can actually see the where the weights are a bit easier. But if I take that all the way off and just turn it upside down, you can see the weights there. So obviously, depending on how you want this setting up, you can have it set up for different weights. So that means it's lighter or heavier. And depending on how you prefer a mouse to feel, you can adjust it, but it's between 120 grams and 141. So it's up to you what you prefer. Even with no weights on it, it's still quite a heavy mouse in all honesty. But you just unspin this. There we go. It pops off, a little spring. And then you've got 3 little weights there. You can basically, well, take out or put in, depending on how many you want in. So, which is pretty good. So it allows you to adjust the weight to your liking. Personally, I prefer a heavy mouse, but there's a lot of people out there who prefer them lighter. But again, that's down to preference like anything in life. Okay, so let's do a sound test. So this is the microphone here, which is exactly 20 centimeters away from the front of the mouse, so you get a rough idea how loud it actually is. Bear in mind, we have turned off all sound editing on this clip, so you can hear exactly how it is. So let's start with the left and right button, the wheel, DPI, polling rate, the backwards and forwards, the precision shot, the barrel roll wheel, and that's pretty much it. So that gives you a rough idea of what it sounds like. Obviously, how smooth it is on your table really depends on your mouse mat you're using. Let's have a quick look at the software. So once you've installed the software, you may get prompted by security about it being virus, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, if you know you're installing it, then you know it's fine to install. So you may have to deactivate your security while you do so. But basics is, once you've installed it, you've got 4 main tabs. You've got programming, settings, chameleon, and support. And then you can see the mouse and little diamonds is probably the best way of putting it, or squares on the either side, which allow you to change what each of the buttons do. Now you can just drag the option you want. So if you want, let's just say, the forward button, what should I say, what is normally the forward button, to be a copy button, you can just drag this copy icon onto that button, and it makes it the copy button. And you can want cut as the other button, you can do so, and there's quite a few different things you can get it to do. Multimedia buttons, save, undo, Windows button, quite a lot of different things there. You've also got keys, so you can make it a specific key. So you could make, I don't know, let's just say the cut this button here on the wheel, you could turn that into F4 for whatever reason, or F5. You've even got favorites and even custom ones, so you can create your own custom command, so make a macro basically, and assign it to any of the buttons. Also on the top, you've got settings, so you've got your mouse response, or the DPI. It lets you change it all the way between 100 and 12,000 DPI. If you're not sure what 12,000 DPI is like, it's very, very fast. So you move your mouse a fraction of a millimeter and it will jump near enough all the way to the other side of the screen. But it's ideal for quick responsiveness when you're playing stuff like first-person shooters. And obviously you can adjust DPI levels, so there's 4 different ones there. So when you press the button, it changes between, let's say, 100 and all the way up to 12,000 DPI, which is pretty good. You've also got common settings as on there as well. So lift off, you can basically adjust how sensitive the actual laser is on the bottom, and you can even do calibration, which is pretty good as well. You've got chameleon options on there as well, so you can adjust the colors for each bit. So you can have one bit pink, you can have one bit yellow, you can have the other bit blue, and you can change the effects between breathing, rainbow, color cycle, color chase. You've got a few options there, and some presets as well, and you just press apply and away you go. And support, well, guess what? It takes you to where you can download drivers and software, which obviously you've already been anyway, if you've already got the software on the machine. And you've got a contact us and Facebook link as well. But otherwise, that's it. So in conclusion, we've got a pretty good mouse here, which is slightly different than most on the market. So if you're wanting something that looks a little bit different and it's got all these features, including adjusting the weight and the actual length of it, and really the feel of it, and then it's got the RGB, everything you really want on a mouse. Bear in mind, it is slightly heavier than a lot of mice on the market, but again, if you prefer a heavy mouse which is fully adjustable, then I do highly recommend this Mad Catz mouse. I hope you enjoyed that video. I know I did. Why not check out some of the other Mad Cat reviews we've done just up here? Yeah, that box right up there. Otherwise, if you're interested in other keyboards and mice, why not click on this box just down here? Otherwise, give us a thumbs up, comment below, you know the drill. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.